weekend exam portion, exactly what pages we are doing. And I have shared one book in the group, one that is Narayana material for advance. Did I share that material with you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I will be clearly saying for inorganic chemistry, entire textbook is to be thoroughly prepared, but anyway, I will give notes if you want. But the problem is for inorganic, you have to confine to textbook. But I want to be very clear what we are going to do, how we do, and every student should get minimum of 70% score. 70% to 100% score I want in the weekend exam. For this, I want to make changes. Even if somebody starts today, no problem. Absolutely no problem. Somebody is not doing what we have done yesterday, no problem. Okay? Slowly we try to study, we understand, we practice. Okay. Let me complete the admission process and
Can you explain diaportic
give you a direction of what we are doing. Even if we start today, there will be no problem. Okay, let us think that this is the starting date. Today we are starting. No issue. Okay, sir?
Sir, some doubts are there, sir.
I have not started anything. You got doubts? Okay, come on, tell me.
Yesterday's question paper.
Okay, tell me.
What is meant by diaprotic acid, sir?
Diprotic acid, right?
Yes, sir.
If I have hydrochloric acid in water, it gives only one H plus ion per molecule. If I take nitric acid in water, it gives only one H plus. We write actually it as HCl plus water gives H3O plus plus Cl minus aqueous. HNO3 nitric acid plus water gives H3O plus plus nitrate ion. We put two arrows because this is the acid base equilibrium. Any acid that gives only one proton or H plus per molecule is monobasic acid or monoprotic acid. If I look at H2SO4, potentially it can give 2 H plus ions. Notice that it can give first H plus ion most easily. If I write this, first H plus ion it gives most easily. Whereas the bisulfite ion can in principle give one more H plus ion to give sulfate ions. So if the H2SO4 is giving only one H plus and making a salt like NaHSO4, if the H2SO4 is losing both the H plus and giving sulfate ions, then you get another type of salt, Na2SO4. This type of acids which can give 2 H plus ions are called diprotic acids or acid whose basicity is 2. Basicity is 2. Are we very clear, sir? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So dibasic acid can give two salts. One is called an acidic salt, the other one is called a neutral salt. I can also call it as primary sulfate, secondary sulfate. If I am looking at phosphoric acid, it can give 1 H plus to water. I can put water means I will write H3O plus. It can give one more H plus to give HPO4 2 minus and one more H3O plus. It can give one more H plus give phosphate ion. So whenever phosphoric acid is giving only one H plus, it is giving a salt like sodium dihydrogen phosphate. If it is giving 2H plus and this type of ions, it is making disodium hydrogen phosphate. If it is losing all the H plus, it is giving a salt like Na3PO4. It is called a primary phosphate. It is called a secondary phosphate. It is called tertiary phosphate. So anything that can give 3H plus is triprotic acid or acid whose basicity is 3. Notice that the NaH2PO4 is an acidic salt because it can give H plus ions. Na2HPO4 is also an acidic salt because it can give one more H plus ion. Na3PO4 is an ordinary salt. I would also say it is a primary phosphate, secondary phosphate, and tertiary phosphate. Are we very clean?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, if you are looking at phosphorus acid, in fact, it can give either 1H plus or a maximum of only one. This third hydrogen it can't release. Why it can't release, sir? Phosphorus acid
directly linked to phosphorus.
can give only 2H plus maximum, but not 3. It is a dibasic acid or diprotic acid. So it can give salts having these ions like NaH2PO3 or Na2HPO3. That's all. It can't lose further hydrogen. So only two types of salts formed. So this is an acidic salt. This is a neutral salt. Though it has hydrogen, it can't release that. So diprotic acid is one which can lose what? 2H plus. Are we very clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hello. So that is our doubt. Anything more? Hello.
No, sir.
No, very good. Now we have planned. All of you, all the 65 students carefully here. Today we are starting fresh. Even if you missed all the previous classes, even you have learned zero so far, heavens will not fall. We will be doing a job such that in this weekend, every student should get minimum 70%. Maximum, of course, 100%. Now I am defining the portion for this weekend. The portion for this weekend is, I just will show you the NCERT book first. In the P block elements, unit 7, we are going to complete the portion from this particular page, sulfur allotropic forms 7.14 to the end of this chapter. Are we very clear, sir?
Yes.
So slowly we do, we are not in a hurry. If required, I will give you the notes. Our objective is to cover 7.14, 7.15, 7.16, 7.17, and that's all. Okay, sir? For a change, I want to start it from back to front. Why always from front to back? The topic we are going to look at finally today, just now, is sulfuric acid, otherwise known as the king of all chemicals, whose formula is H2SO4. It is a colorless, innocent looking liquid stored in every laboratory. The sulfuric acid is a very viscous liquid. It is having a heavy, you feel heavy. If you take a glass of water and a glass of sulfuric acid you feel heavy. It has no particular smell. It looks very clean liquid like water. And if you put it by mistake on your hand, it will eat your hand. It will make a hole to your hand. A very dangerous acid. Sulfuric acid is an oxidizing agent. It means it can take away electrons from others. Most importantly, it is deciding how rich our country is. The more sulfuric acid you consume, the more richer your country is. You understand? Wealth of a country is estimated in terms of H2SO4 it uses. You know that America uses how much more sulfuric acid than India? Hello.
Don't know.
600 times. Okay. Now, sulfuric acid is mainly used in purifying petroleum products. It is used to make fertilizers. If there is more fertilizer, you get more crop and you will become really richer. Fertilizers like ammonium phosphate, superphosphate of lime, so on. And also it is used in making some paints and dyes, that is coloring agent for fabric. Detergent industry requires sulfuric acid because detergent is sodium lauryl sulfate, a long chain hydrocarbon sulfonic acid salt. Sodium lauryl sulfate is called detergent. Sulfuric acid is also used in electroplating, coating one metal on the surface of other metal. It is used in extracting metals from naturally occurring rocks. If you want to extract some metals like platinum and so on, you require sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is also used in lorry batteries, car batteries. Very big battery is there in every car. That big battery is called storage cell or lead accumulator. The lead accumulator requires sulfuric acid. There is an explosive material called nitrocellulose. The nitrocellulose preparation requires sulfuric acid. That is used in making bombs. In every laboratory, sulfuric acid is used as an oxidizing agent. Notice, the best oxidizing agent is always nitric acid. I would say phosphoric acid is a weaker oxidizing agent than sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is a weaker oxidizing agent than nitric acid. Which is the best oxidizing agent in these three acids? With nitric acid only. Which is the worst oxidizing agent in these three means phosphoric acid. So sulfuric acid is the central position. You understand? What do you mean by oxidizing agent? An oxidizing agent is one which can give oxygen to other. For example, if I take carbon and put it in concentrated sulfuric acid, carbon gets oxygen to become carbon dioxide. So carbon is oxidized to CO2 and H2SO4 is reduced to SO2. Water is removed. Similarly, if I take sulfur and put in sulfuric acid, sulfur will become sulfur dioxide. If I put copper in sulfuric acid, copper will become copper sulfate. Copper will lose 2 electrons to become copper plus 2. It means sulfuric acid can make others lose electrons. Anybody who can make others lose electrons is called oxidizing agent. Sulfuric acid is an oxidizing agent. Are we very clean, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So every laboratory is having sulfuric acid. You can see it in your laboratory too. Sulfuric acid has 5 roles. A, it is a dehydrating agent. It can remove moisture. If you have air, from air, if you want to remove moisture, pass the air through sulfuric acid. That is a dehydrating agent. B, sulfuric acid is a acid. Whenever you want to remove any base, you can add sulfuric acid to destroy the base. Sulfuric acid is a typical acid. C, sulfuric acid can give oxygen to others. It is an oxidizing agent. Sulfuric acid can take away electrons from others. It is an oxidizing agent. It is an oxidizing agent. Sulfuric acid has a very high boiling point. So sulfuric acid is a liquid that can be used to find boiling points, melting points of solids. For example, you want to find the melting point of a solid. You take the solid melting point is set 150 degrees centigrade. What you do is you take the solid in a small tube, just tie this to a glass rod, put this glass rod in sulfuric acid bath. Sulfuric acid should be up to this mark. And start heating. When the temperature rises, your thermometer here to the rod thermometer is fixed. Thermometer will be reading the temperature. See where the liquid starts boiling. When the liquid in the tube gets boiling point, temperature in the thermometer remain constant. Sir, why are you using sulfuric acid for this purpose? Why can't I use water? If I use water, the problem is water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. All the water will become vapor at 100 degrees. Your solid will never melt because your solid has a melting point more than 100 degrees. Moreover, when I use water, I get so many bubbles and it confuses the reading of thermometer. If I use concentrated sulfuric acid, silently it gets heated up without no noticeable change. And its boiling point is so great, it will not be boiled unless all this solid melts at 150 degrees. So sulfuric acid is used in finding melting point of solids. Are we very clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So sulfuric acid has a role like an acid, role like a oxidizing agent, role like a dehydrating agent. It is used as a parent liquid to determine the boiling points, melting points of other materials. Yes, sir? Sulfuric acid is also mainly used to prepare fertilizers. So these are the uses of sulfuric acid. So far you have learned what is sulfuric acid. H2SO4. Why it is called acid? Because it can give H plus, it can turn the blue litmus to red color. How it looks like? It looks like an innocent transparent liquid. Is it lighter or heavier? It is much heavier than water. What are its main uses? Its main uses are in fertilizer industry, in petroleum industry, in detergent industry, in pigments and paint industry, for electroplating and making storage batteries, and it is also used for galvanizing the iron, coating the iron with zinc surface. It is also used as a laboratory reagent. It is used to make explosives like nitrocellulose. Okay, sir. What sulfuric acid can do? Sulfuric acid can oxidize carbon, sulfur, copper, etc. When copper is oxidized, you get cupric ion, you get copper sulfate. When sulfur is oxidized, you get sulfur dioxide. When carbon is oxidized, you get carbon dioxide. This is a good oxidizing agent, but it is less powerful oxidizing agent than nitric acid. What other things sulfuric acid can do? It can remove moisture. If you take a sugar and put in concentrated sulfuric acid, from sugar all the water H2O11 will be removed. Sugar means maltose sugar. That sugar which we eat every day has a formula. Sweet value H22O11. This is the sugar which we eat every day. If you put the sugar in sulfuric acid, H22O11, that is 11 water molecules are removed. Only carbon is left out. The carbon which is left out will start growing in the test tube. It will come like a snake. It is called charring of sugar. What is it called, sir? What
Charring.
do you mean by charring of sugar? Charring. CHARRING. Charring of sugar means sugar becoming carbon due to loss of water. Who is making it to lose water means concentrated sulfuric acid. You can see it if you want in YouTube also, charring of sugar by concentrated sulfuric acid. You want to see it, sir? You can
Yes,
see
sir,
it
it
clearly.
will turn black. It will turn black and come out when we
Yeah.
do that.
Next, sulfuric acid, if you are adding it to sodium chloride will become HCl and sodium sulfate. The sodium is taken by sulfate, hydrogen of sulfuric acid is taken by Cl. So if you want to prepare hydrochloric acid, one idea is to add salt to sulfuric acid. Not only NaCl, if you take NaBr will become Na2SO4 and HBr. If you take NaNO3 and add concentrated sulfuric acid, NaNO3 will become HNO3, nitric acid, and Na2SO4. Always sulfuric acid can help you to get other acids like HCl, HBr, HNO3 from the salts. Because the HCl, HBr, HNO3, all these acids are those which can easily become vapor. Sulfuric acid cannot become vapor. Anything that becomes easily vapor is called volatile. So sulfuric acid is used to make volatile acids like HCl, HBr, HNO3. Simple, sir. You take NaCl, you add H2SO4. Urgently you get HCl. Sir, how do I know that it is HCl? The HCl gas which comes out, if you blow air from your mouth, some wet air will come. In wet air, HCl will give deep fumes. So to a test tube, take NaCl, add sulfuric acid, whatever the gas comes that you blow moist air, you get dense white fumes. Can be it is HCl, it can be HF. If you are taking, instead of NaCl, you can take NaNO3. Then here you get HNO3, nitric acid. So how can I prepare HCl? Take table salt NaCl, add concentrated sulfuric acid. How can you prepare HBr? Take NaBr or potassium bromide or calcium bromide, add sulfuric acid. How can I prepare HNO3 in the laboratory? Take NaNO3, add concentrated sulfuric acid. Sir, do you know that NaNO3 sodium nitrate is available in soil and it is called chili saltpeter? What is chili saltpeter? NaNO3 is otherwise known as chili saltpeter. It is available in soil. You take the NaNO3, add H2SO4, happily you will be getting HNO3 and Na2SO4. Sir, do you know what is KNO3?
Indian saltpeter.
Indian saltpeter. So you can take any damn saltpeter and you will be getting corresponding. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just now talked about sulfuric acid, the king of all chemicals. Sulfuric acid is an oxidizing agent and a dehydrating agent. It can remove moisture from any sugar, glucose, fructose. It can oxidize any metal like copper, non-metal like sulfur, like carbon. It can convert any MX can be MCl, MF, MBr, MNO3. Sir, using this method, you said I can prepare HCl, I can prepare HNO3, I can prepare HF, very good. Sir, can I prepare HI? Can I prepare a hydroiodic acid? I will take here NaI. If I take NaI, if I add sulfuric acid, can I get HI? Answer is, you can never prepare HI using this method. Why I can't make a HI using this method? Ladies and gentlemen, when you are looking at HI, it is a hydride of halogen. You know, HF, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. All these elements are there in the 17th group. Their hydrates HF, HCl, HBr, HI. Down any group, the stability of hydrides decreases. The HX bond strength decreases. The HI bond will be so weak, the sulfuric acid will break the HI bond and you get iodine. Why I can't prepare a HI using a reaction of NaI and H2SO4? Answer. I cannot make HI using NaI and H2SO4 because HI bond energy is very low. Sulfuric acid can easily oxidize HI into I2. I will be getting iodine, not hydroiodic acid. Sulfuric acid cannot oxidize HCl. It can't break HCl bond. Why? Because HCl bond is strong. Why HCl bond is strong, HI bond is weak? Down a group in hydrates, MH bond strength decreases. Do you know this, sir? Hello? Do we know this fact, sir?
Sir.
Sir, if you are looking at 15th group, what are the hydrates? Ammonia, NaH3. Next hydrate is PH3, ASH3, SBH3,
BIH.
BIH3. Sir, in which hydrate MH bond is very weak? In BiH3, MH bond is very weak. Down a group in hydrates, the bond strength of MH bond becomes weak. Not only in 15th group, even in 16th group. 16th group hydrates. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Should I have to mute you?
कोई कुछ एनिमल लिख करा लेते हैं अरे कोई ना पे आजकल
I don't know. Sir, are we making sense? I am talking to you about the MH bond strength. Sir, MH bond strength down any group will decrease. Any group. You take any group. Name a group, sir. Name any group.
14
Sir, 14th group. Even if you take 14th group, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. Their hydrates have formula. CH4, SiH4, GeH4, SnH4, PbH4. The weakest bond is made by Pb and H. Even in 15th group, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, their hydrates have formula like this. Which MH bond is very weak? If you take 16th group, H2, H2SC, H2S. H2SC, H2Te, H2PO. Which MH bond is very weak, sir? Hello?
H2P.
Down a group, the MH bond becomes weak. Therefore, if I take 17th group, HF, HCl, HBr, HI, which MH bond is weakest? HI bond. So if I take NaSF, add sulfuric acid, urgently I get HF plus Na2SO4, no issue. If I take NaCl, no issue. But if I take NaI, add H2SO4, I will not get HI. Why like that, sir? Hello? This I will not get.
MH bond is weak.
Because the HI is oxidized by sulfuric acid to give me iodine plus 2H2O plus S4. So sulfuric acid will oxidize the iodine, iodide to iodine. Are we very clear, sir? Hello? Hello? This HI is oxidized by sulfuric acid, but HF, HCl are not oxidized by what, sir? H2SO4. Why like that? Because H2SO4 is not as powerful oxidizing agent as nitric acid. Okay, sir? Are we clear on this? Now,
Yes,
so
sir.
far in this story, we have seen that sulfuric acid is a king of all chemicals. Sulfuric acid is indicating the wealth of a country, how much, and it is used in fertilizer industry, it is used in petroleum industry, it is used in textile industry, it is used in many, many industries. Okay, sir? Hello? Are we clear about
Yes.
sulfuric acid so far? Now, where is our sulfuric acid? Will go there. Here it is. Okay, in this NSL I wrote. Okay. So we are clear about this page. Are we clear? Hello? Are we clear about this page, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
We are going to next. We will go to next page. Sir, this is a scheme showing how you really prepare sulfuric acid in industry. You will be wondering, sulfuric acid H2SO4 is so important. What could be the starting material? The starting material is, you can take directly sulfur or iron sulfide and start heating it with hot air. Due to hot air, the sulfur burns down to give SO2, or iron sulfide, zinc sulfide, the sulfur containing ores undergo oxidation to give SO2. So first you take sulfur or you take any metal sulfide, start heating it through hot air, very hot air. All the sulfur will be burned down to give SO2. Now, when the SO2 is coming, it is having so much dust because zinc sulfide, iron sulfide, they have so many impurities. So you get SO2 on the dust. To remove the dust, you will just wash it with a shower of water. Always to remove dust from air, you have to give a shower. All the dust will settle down. Therefore, the waste can be removed. Now, the pure SO2 is taken and you give a spray of sulfuric acid. Sir, why are you giving sulfuric acid spray, sir? Hello?
To remove water.
To remove moisture. So from SO2, all the moisture is removed. You got dry SO2. That dry SO2, which is obtained by burning sulfur or iron sulfide, is added with oxygen and sent into a box where under pressure it is treated with ferric hydroxide. Why the ferric hydroxide, or why are you using ferric oxide? The gelatinous hydrated ferric oxide is nothing but ferric hydroxide. The ferric hydroxide is so important because the ferric hydroxide will take away arsenic impurity. Normally, sulfur dioxide will have arsenic as impurity. Arsenic AS. What is the normal impurity of SO2? AS2O3. The AS2O3 is a nuisance that is to be removed. Why it is a nuisance? Because in the course of preparation of sulfuric acid, you must combine SO2 with oxygen to get SO3. You should dissolve the SO3 in water to get H2SO4. Your idea is to get H2SO4. You can get H2SO4 by dissolving SO3 in water. But SO3 you will get by combining SO2 with oxygen. When you are combining SO2 with oxygen, the reaction is very slow. To speed the reaction between SO2 and oxygen, you require a catalyst. Generally used catalyst is very expensive, called platinum. The platinized asbestos is very expensive, and that catalyst is becoming useless by arsenic oxide. Arsenic oxide is an impurity present in SO2 that can make costly catalyst useless. The arsenic oxide is called catalytic poison. What is it called? Catalytic poison. That catalytic poison makes catalyst useless. Therefore, in sulfuric acid industry, first step is after dyeing SO2 and oxygen, you need to remove arsenic impurity. You need to remove what impurity, sir? Arsenic impurity. To remove arsenic impurity, As2O3, you use ferric hydroxide. After removing the arsenic impurity, you heat it to 720 K. You should not heat it very high, only 720 K. If you heat it very high, reactions will not proceed. Backward reaction happens. There is a principle called Leach-Hartley principle that tells us by doing what we get more product.
Yes,
So Leach-Hartley principle says SO2 plus oxygen gives SO3. The reaction is exothermic. 2SO2 plus O2 gives 2SO3. This is an exothermic reaction. Heat energy is released. Therefore, exothermic reactions cannot happen at high temperature. Sir, you like omelette. Do you think your chicken likes omelette? Hello. You like omelette. Do you think a hen likes omelette?
No, sir.
Notice, a exothermic reaction is never encouraged by heating. Exothermic reaction is a reaction where heat energy is released. It itself is releasing heat. It doesn't like to have heat. The hen itself is laying egg. It is not interested to eat egg. Similarly, the reaction itself is giving heat energy. So it dislikes heat energy. So high temperature will not favor forward reaction. You should put only just 720 K. Why 720 K means to provide energy of activation. So at 720 K, you pass the SO2 and oxygen into a chamber containing V2O5. Either vanadium pentoxide or platinum, any catalyst. In the presence of this catalyst, 2SO2 combines with oxygen to give SO2. Then the SO3 is passed into a quartz tower into which you give a shower of sulfuric acid. You want to prepare sulfuric acid, still you have to use sulfuric acid here because SO3 dissolves in sulfuric acid to give H2S2O7. SO3 is absorbed by H2SO4 to give H2S2O7, oleum. This particular oleum, what is oleum? H2S2O7. The H2S2O7 volume is collected and added with water to get double the amount of sulfuric acid. This is how sulfuric acid is made in the industry. The method is called contact process because reactants are solids, 2SO2 and oxygen. The catalyst is reactants are 2SO2 and O2 are gases. Catalyst is a solid metal. What is the metal? Platinum metal. So this reaction is called heterogeneous catalysis. So this is a note on how to prepare sulfuric acid. Look at the diagram. Let us quickly say heating sulfur to get SO2. The sulfur dioxide and oxygen are passed through dust precipitator. Then you are using a good washing and cooling. Then you are giving a shower with what's that? Concentrated H2SO4. The idea of using